Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Through History Challenge. We are in a new era at last. Took long enough. And we are in a whole different location, which you might already have an idea of what sort of location based off of the introduction and where we're at right now. But I'll get to that in a second. First, if this is the first video of mine that you are seeing, this is, I guess you could call it an extended project. This is a series, and it's going to be a long one. But you could consider this the second season of this series, in the sense that the prior episodes all were in the same Neolithic era. But I figured I'd just ramble on a little bit about what happened prior. A bit of a synopsis, if you will, before we get into what's going on here. So, sometime in the far distant past, or approximately around 9600 BC, a great cataclysm sank the civilization of Atlantis beneath the sea alongside its inhabitants. However, through experimentation, advancements in science created a serum which granted immortality, allowing for some survivors. 2,000 years later, one such survivor washed ashore near Human Village. The human woman named Solili Sunray rescued the test subject named Lurian, beginning the journey through history. Due to suspicion of Lurian, Solili brought him to the outskirts of the human village, where she helped him learn to survive. Lurian was faced with challenges as a result of the serum, making survival even more difficult. The mutual struggle to survive encouraged the two to grow closer until the two decided to make a family of their own. Upon their marriage, Solili and Lurian founded the Silver Clan. As time progressed, suspicion lessened. Lurian managed to make friends in the village, and even enemies. All the while, he and Silly expanded their home and their family. There were tragedies, and yet many joys as well. As Solili became Lurian's anchor into the human world, the past came back to haunt him. Another Atlantean, Lurian's childhood friend Seluna, appeared with desire for power and disdain for Lurian's human family. Through the help of a human witch, Lurian advanced his power to match Seluna's to protect his family. He confronted her, where she revealed the existence of other Atlanteans. Lurian made a deal, one to protect his family and to help his childhood friend, the consequences to be determined. As the years passed, his eldest son married, and his son had a son, Gazualam. Gazualam aged, and by his 16th birthday, everything fell apart for the Silver family. Other Atlanteans sent an invasion of humans into the village to hunt Lurian down, causing much destruction. Seluna came to warn Lurian, and the two worked in tandem to save what they could of the village. However, the chief of the village, Solili's brother Zababa, blamed Lurian for the devastation and cast him and his family away. Lurian took his family to a faraway land, settling somewhere he believed safe. However, other humans already lived in the area and did not take well to the Silver family. They attacked, and Solili's life came to an end as a result. Gazualam's life hung in the balance until Lurian managed to save him by utilizing his own blood containing the serum, making Gazualam like him. The Silver family had to start over once again, but Seluna had returned to collect on Lurian's promise, and so he left with her to fulfill it, leaving the family in the hands of his eldest son. A century passed while Lurian, now called Abzu, grieved for his loss. Seluna, now called Tiamat, waited with growing impatience until she finally decided Abzu had grieved enough. In the city they established together, Tiamat convinced Abzu to give her what she wanted, a pantheon of her own, with her at the head of it, all the power in her hands. No other Atlantean in the world could compare to her might. At least that was the plan. But after generations of Atlanteans were born, the younger ones lost interest in fulfilling their responsibilities. They sought to enrich themselves at the expense of humanity. Angered by their enslavement of humans for their own hubris, Abzu decided the only solution was to remove all the younger Atlanteans from the world. However, the trickster Enki heard of the plan and acted to thwart Abzu, imprisoning him alongside his son and vizier, Mama. Before Enki had a chance to kill either, they both mysteriously disappeared, and so Enki declared his father An to be the new leader of Sumer, undermining Tiamat and claiming he slew Abzu. Tiamat was enraged and raised an army against those she had created. No one could defeat her until Enki's son Marduk faced her. Somehow Marduk defeated Tiamat, and he showed no mercy, not for her or for her son Kingu, who Tiamat had elevated in Abzu's place. However, despite Marduk's victory, his grandfather An took power in Tiamat's stead, putting the blame for the entire event on Kingu's shoulders. To bury the issue, Marduk was left unsatisfied. Meanwhile, Abzu and Mama had escaped with the help of Gazualam and Abzu's other son Zarlagam. Upon leaving the city he helped build, Abzu came to understand he had no further interest in the Atlanteans, nor in being involved with humanity. All that mattered to him was his 2 living sons from Solili and his grandson, and so the 4 left Sumer to destinations unknown. And thus ends the Neolithic era. So I wrote up that little synopsis. Hopefully it wasn't too long. If it was too long, then forget about it. But in short, we are following sort of a mythological or fantastical, I guess you could say, glimpse into history. It's not entirely historically accurate, but I mean, it is The Sims, and so I take a few creative liberties. But our family is descendant from Atlanteans, which is the point, and Atlanteans are vampires. The serum that allowed for them to live created vampires and witches. So we are currently in the year 2698 BC. And now that does sound like a specific time, and it is a specific time, which we'll get to in a second. But this era is it's both the beginning of the 3 Metal Ages, as well as technically the end of the Neolithic period. It's called the Chalcolithic, or the Copper Age. I'll probably call it the Copper Age because that's easier for me to say than Chalcolithic. And so the Copper Age is obviously defined by working and smelting copper. This is when metallurgy started to become a thing. Now, the Copper Age beginning depends on the location. Where we're at right now, we're right smack in the end of the Copper Age, really. But the dates here are a little weird because, as you could tell from the introduction, we are in China. And during this period, the culture in the area, so the area that we're around is the middle and lower Yellow River Valley. The people, the official, historically documented people of this time period were the Longshan culture. Now, they were known to use copper, but we don't really have that much. At least I couldn't find that much information about the Longshan culture. Proto-writing is sort of in its infancy in Copper Age China. Writing doesn't really take off until the Shang Dynasty, which is about 1,000 years from now. We're pre-Xia Dynasty. Xia Dynasty is the first official dynasty, like of China, that is agreed upon as having existed. So there's no real written records. Again, we're still in prehistory, I guess you would call it. But what we're really following here, and this is why I was really wanting to do this era, specifically in China rather than anywhere else, is more of a mythological event. So in the introduction, what you saw was a certain someone who was once named Marduk encountering a woman in China and having a baby with her. I'm not going to, for the sake of story, not going to reveal who this mythological person is specifically, but that child, who is now grown, is a supposed mythological person. Now, do I believe that this person, we'll go ahead and move ourselves here so that way we could get a look at him. Let's go over to where we are. Do I believe that this person is actually mythological? No, I actually do believe that this person existed. For a long while in Chinese history, he was considered to have been a real person. It was just more in modernity when historians started to question his existence. And here he is right here. Xuanyuan. Go down here so I could get a better. Where are your fangs? How dare you? I must have forgotten to give him his fangs. Oh well. He is a vampire, but he's not a witch. Now, there's a lot of mythology that clearly can't have been what actually happened around Xuanyuan's rule. Now, it's not a dynasty exactly. During this era, people were still split up into tribes from what I was reading, and so this would be, I guess you would call it the Youxiong tribe. Youxiong. Pronunciations are going to be hard for me because I don't speak Chinese. But anyways, the location specifically of, I'm just going to use first names. His first name is a little easier for me to say, Xuanyuan, than Youxiong. And I'll get to the naming conventions a little bit later. But Youxiong's tribe existed, mythologically speaking, near the Ji River. Now, the Ji River is considered to be mythological because according to historians, there's no record of a Ji River outside of myth. But again, this is so long ago, and there's no written record that why would there be? Like, say, because we know periods after this, there was a lot of flooding and droughts and famine and other sorts of disasters leading into the Warring States period. So, like, it was actually a culmination of all sorts of natural disasters that brought down the Xia dynasty before the Shang dynasty took over. Perhaps what was the Ji River got changed, diverted, or weathered away, because the Earth doesn't just stay the way it is. My point being is, I do think that these people existed. Not my characters. Anyways, getting into the more story thing rather than the historical thing. There's a lot to say about the historical thing. Well, firstly, the practical things. Sorry, no, we're not saving. The practical things. So, I do not have the custom content to pull off the Longshan culture, which is what this is really based off of. For one, I struggled to find information on housing and clothing from the time period. I guess not much survived. Longshan culture, the only stuff that I could really get was about the pottery they made, their characteristic black pottery. That's what the Longshan culture is known for. So I've taken some creative liberties, and while the architecture is definitely not historically accurate, it gives the illusion to the location as best as I could pull off. And that's the same with the clothes for the most part. So I have a lot of, I guess you would say, Far Eastern clothing. that is Chinese, Korean, Japanese. But I don't have enough in each individual one of those locations to just pick one. So I don't have enough custom content, in my opinion at least, to pull off just a Chinese culture. So what you'll see is I guess you could say, an homage to Far Eastern cultures throughout history in both a historical and a fantasy sort of way. I don't really have a problem with it. Custom content for historical periods, as I've spoken before, is hard to find if you're getting specific. So the clothing isn't exactly appropriate. And I don't have a problem mixing in the occasional Japanese outfit. That's a little bit more distinctive than in comparison to how the Korean clothing compares to the Chinese clothing. Those look a little more similar, what I have. Also, I should say, gameplay-wise, again, there's not too much information about like the day-to-day lifestyle. And farming is still a really big thing here, but farming isn't really going to be... Farming was more of a focus of the Neolithic period that we did. Farming, I don't really want to take the priority here. But anyways, on to the story. We'll get started here soon. I've been talking for a while, but the story. So, as you saw in the introduction, the leader of this tribe, Xuanyuan, having been taught by a certain blue boy here who's going by the name of who's going by the name Bai Zi. I think you would say Bai Zi. I don't think it's Bai Shi. I don't know. I tried to listen to the pronunciations, but the accent was throwing me off, so it kind of sounded like Bai Shi when I put it into Google. But it's spelled Bai Zi, and she is a different sound. Maybe I'm not able to say the sound, like it doesn't really flow naturally. But anyways, Bai Ji, he is, I'll go ahead and say who he's based off of. By the way, if you know who Xuanyuan is based off of, then you get to already know where this is going. But if you don't, I'm not going to spoil it. But I will say who Bai Ji is based off of, because he is based off of a creature who Xuanyuan allegedly visited around the mythical East Sea. So that's another thing of mythology, an East Sea that doesn't seem to exist. But that's a whole other side. Xuanyuan met a talking beast called the Bai Shi, who, look, I'm saying Bai Shi now, Bai Zi, who taught him the knowledge of all supernatural creatures. The beast explained to him there are 11,522 or 1,522 kinds of supernatural creatures. Now, there's a big difference between those numbers, but I guess it just depends on the sources. Remember, there's no written language. No written word at this time. So all of the oldest sources are really from the Warring States period, maybe the Shang Dynasty. Anyways, so I took that beast and made him into what was once Lurian. So I probably will slip up and still call him Lurian. I doubt I'll call him Absu, but that was my intention, that he would change his name based off the era that he's in. So Xuanyuan appealed to Bai Ji for help against the Yan tribe, because the Yan tribe is descendant from the being once known as Marduk, but known as Chinatong here in this location. Now, Chinatong is kind of considered both a god, but also a mythological Chinese ruler, known as the first Yan emperor. He doesn't seem to have been originally considered a deity. It was just something that happened over time. He's venerated as a cultural hero, but I'm not going to go too into details of his story because he doesn't actually matter outside of it being his lineage in this time period. So he's the father of Xuanyuan, but he has also fathered other children in the century or even prior to Xuanyuan's existence. The Yuan tribe having that lineage as well, Xuanyuan worries they might appeal to Shenong to combat his growing tribe, because his tribe is growing and getting more powerful. So that's why he appealed to Baiji to help him out. So now that he has someone who's very powerful on his side, maybe the Yuan tribe will mess with his tribe. And as sort of a bribe, not that it was really necessary, but I needed a reason, or I guess a method to start our family here, he offered his eldest unmarried daughter, or I guess his only unmarried daughter, because Xuanyuan is known to have many children, and multiple wives, but I just chose his principal wife, Leju, another hard name to say, as well as the two children I found the names for from her, which is Xiao Hao. This should be Xiao Dao. It should definitely be Xiao Dao. Let me see. No, it's Xiao Hao. I don't know why I thought Xiao Dao. Xiao Hao. How? It's really hard for me to say too. Pronunciations. And Cheng Yi. But he has other children. I'm just not going. They're not really important. They're just there as part of the family. And they could just do whatever they want to. Now, the name that formerly known as Gazuwala, the name that Gazuwala is going by now is Heidan. And because Baiji had no interest in another wife after the two relationships that he's had, he more said that my son can marry her. And Heidan, having never been married before, decided, yeah, sure, why not? This was before ever actually meeting his now wife, Ying Yui. Ying Yui is not a real person in mythology. I invented her. I don't know if there are any no-name daughters of Xuanyuan in mythology, but I liked the name Ying Yui. I believe it means full moon or something like that. I don't know, something with a moon. I have looked up the translations because, or the meanings of the names, because I thought that was important, but I totally forgot them. His name means like red one or redhead or something red, and I did that because he's got red hair. Baiji's name I have no idea, because he's based off of an actual mythological beast. But anyways, we're starting here right as these two are married and the whole family is here. There's Baiji over there, as well as some townies who don't exist right now. They do exist, but they're just like, they haven't been met yet. I have everyone in the family, so that way we could meet everyone first before I send Xuanyuan and his family to their home. Now you'll notice Xuanyuan and his wife do not share a name. The same with Heidan and Ying Yui. And that's because, and this totally caught me by surprise, I didn't even think about this until I was reading some wuxia novels. I was like, why does everyone have different names? But it just didn't cross my mind until I actually found it out, with Googling. But women didn't take the names of their husbands. And I believe that practice still exists now in China. They don't take the names of their husbands. Now, the children take the name of the fathers, but the wives, they keep their family names. That's why the two women here do not share the name with the men folk. And I'm going to follow that going forward. Now, the naming thing, the last name is supposed to prelude the first name, but while I could have changed everyone's names around to have the first name be the last name, if that makes sense, that's just a hassle. And the way I believe you would say their names is, like, as an example, he'd be Yin Heidan, and I would say that whenever I'm talking about him rather than just Heidan to be more formal, but there's no way I'm going to remember to do that. So he's just going to be Heidan. Their last name has changed to Yin because that's the Chinese word for silver, and so they're keeping their name but translated to the language. So they're basically, I guess you would say, acclimated to the Chinese culture. And that's why they are wearing the clothing to match everyone else, and their naming convention is matching everyone else. So anyways, Xuanyuan, his traits, I picked these traits. I didn't randomize them. I picked them because I was kind of going for a certain type of character. So he's a loner, as befitting a vampire in my story, a bookworm. He's artistic, he's charismatic, and he's ambitious. He would kind of need to be ambitious to pull off what he is wanting, which is to create this great tribe. His principal wife, Lei Su, she's actually attributed to having discovered silk, historically speaking. And so, maybe that's why all their clothes are so fantastical, because they've got skill. They've got silk. Here she is. She's older than Xuanyuan's physically. I mean, younger, obviously. He's been around for a century now. So I made her an adult, but she doesn't particularly matter. Her traits were random. She's adventurous, a loser, loves the cold, proper, and ambitious. The two sons, Xiao Hao, he's family-oriented, a coward, artistic, and friendly. These were also random. I didn't go through my system. I just randomized them. And then the youngest, Chen Yi, he's a perfectionist, a natural cook, and a genius. As for Ying Yui, she, I can't remember if I randomized her traits or picked them. She's over-emotional, a loner, neat, family-oriented, and excitable, and her lifetime wish is a custom one with nature. There's a whole bunch of nature custom ones, and I put them in my game to just add more possibilities, because a lot of the lifetime wishes I've already kind of thoroughly explored on my own, and they don't really fit with historical gameplay right now, at least. So that's her goal: master the fishing and the gardening skill. Heidan, his lifetime wish is surrounded by family, sort of like picking up from where his father left off, because his father, if you remember way back in the Neolithic period, never got to finish his lifetime wish because all his children kept dying. And plus we ended before he could get 5 teenagers, because Heidan was the eldest. And then Baiji, I was going to give you a new lifetime wish, Baiji, which I'm going to do right now. I'm not sure which one it's going to be. I think another custom one. Yeah, I was going to give you Master Forager. And the reason is because metallurgy is a thing. And I decided that rather than focusing on farming, why not focus on metallurgy, maybe sculpting. I think I found a custom sculpting station. I might add that into my game. I just haven't tested it yet to make sure that it's not going to cause any weirdness. As well as gem cutting. Just as, like, that's what he's going to do. And so if he's a master forager, he could go get some collectibles and work some metal. Though I'm not actually sure what spawners are in this world. So let's take a look at the world before we get started here so you can see it. So this is a custom world called Chinatong, I think is the name of it. I've had it for a while. It's usually an empty world aside from a couple of lots like that and this one that I edited. It's pretty small. It has one single road, which won't be a problem because I have some replacements for the cheap cars. It's donkeys pulling a wagon. Isn't that just so cool? And you'll see this for, like, going forward anytime there's a, "What are you wearing, Bao Sao Hing tourist? Can't you put on, like, actual real clothes?" He must have been wearing something else that was taken out of the game or something. I know, but little donkeys. So all of these buildings, ooh, the ice cream truck. All of these buildings I made. I've been working on this for a long while. What is this car? This isn't a cheap car. That's the university mascot car. Oh, well. And it took me a while. Each one of these houses, they are slightly different, though I did repeat each one twice. So, because I just didn't want to make that many houses. And each one, except for a couple, already have families in them. As for the families, I pulled all of the families out of Shang Simla redressed them, gave them a custom Far East skin, which is what everyone has. I'll come here and look at Ying Yue again, because I think she's the one that you can see it the best on. And the reason I gave them all custom skin is because of the eyelid thing, to help them look a little more Asian, in quotes. If you have ever tried to make Eastern Asian Sims, it's not very easy. The sliders just don't really work well for East Asian Sims. Like, custom skins really help with that. Oh, you're right here. Obviously, you're the one who got married. The lighting is a little difficult, so, like, the crease is barely there. Yeah, so custom skin here. You can probably see it better on him. So, oh, here's townies. Look, here's one. Which one are you? Chinhong. So all of their names, I didn't change any of their names. So you're going to see their family names all being the same, because when EA made Shang Simla, they didn't take into account that the women didn't take the names of the men. That's just how it is. So anyways, I'm hoping this smaller world means I'll have less glitchy problems. Though not holding my breath, because there's a lot of custom content in here. Yeah, so the lots. This one right here is kind of like the temple, the everyday sort of like meeting place. This is where the throne of Xuanyuan is, way back there. There's not much to it. It's just sort of like a place. There are some places to sleep, in the sense like, okay, there would be priests or priestesses, monks or something living in this temple, and they would sleep there, but there's not. This isn't residential. And then there's a throne room with like as much of my Asian custom content as I could throw in there. The chair is store content. That's just normal. I put down some rabbit holes. There's a hospital, a military barracks, and a grocery store. We'll probably visit these buildings later. There's also a shrine over here. There's the graveyard right here. I translated them into Chinese, so I know what they are. Probably won't know what they are. Yeah. There's also a school. Now, I chose to put down a school rabbit hole for one, to give my children something to do, especially since, last time they were just kind of hanging out, and it was kind of boring with them. They were children for a long while. Two, to let them meet the other children of this tribe. And three, because going forward in Chinese history, education is very important for the, I guess you would say, the elite. When you get Confucianism, particularly. And we are elites. We are not just some poor farmers, as if 5G is going to settle for anything less coming here. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else to address right away? The Yan Emperor, the current Yan Emperor, I have not made him. He doesn't exist right now. But there is a Yan Emperor. He is elsewhere. We are just here with our... Let me look at your last name again to help myself pronounce it. The Youxiong tribe. Now with that long, rambling introduction that took me nearly an hour to get through, we are going to get right into the gameplay. So this episode is going to be a little longer than the original Neolithic period episodes, I think. Because I'm going to split these into two parts again. The first 2 days, and then the second 2 days. The first 2 days, and then the third and fourth days will be in the second part of this episode. For the sake of time, unlike what I did with the Sumerian interlude. Anyways, let's go ahead and... what is your relationship? Oh, yeah. I just made them fiancés, and it gave them about half a bar. Okay. She is 21 years old. Oh, yeah. I had to change them, so go ahead. I changed the ages. She is 21 years old, right at the beginning of her young adult age, which means she's actually a little on the old side for getting married for this time period. Let me look at the ages. I wrote them down just to know. Okay, I noticed it wasn't recording audio as soon as I hit play, and so I had to deal with that, but I think I fixed it. Let's see. Yeah. Uh-oh. What are you doing in there, Zhang Hua? Wait, what was that? Was that someone wearing something inappropriate? Did I just see that? A tourist! How dare you? Anyways, as I was saying, Ying Yue is actually older than the marriage age for this time period based off of the sources I saw for the Shang and the Xia dynasties. For women, the marriage age was, in the Xia dynasty, it was approximately around the age of 15. Again, it's the written word's weird. The Shang dynasty is really when writing sort of took off, I guess you could say. So the Xia dynasty, do we really know? For men, for the Xia dynasty, it was around 20. For the Shang dynasty, it was between the ages of 12 and 16. A little concerning for women. And the Shang dynasty is between the ages of 15 to 20 for men. So I think here we'll say the marriage age for women is 15. Put it right smack in the middle for the Shang dynasty. In the future, that's when women can get married, is when they're 15. And for men, the same. We'll just keep it the same for both of them for convenience. But maybe Xuanyuan just couldn't find a husband for Ying Yue, and then... Wait, does he have his fangs now? Oh, he just hadn't loaded his fangs in. No, he doesn't have fangs. Or does he? Let's just... No, he doesn't. I need to give you your fangs, mister. I'll do that after this, I guess. Speaking of, there was something funny. It was when I was taking screenshots and doing a little bit of recording. Baishi, would you come over here and just ask him about his day? Let's see. Let's see if it does it, because I think you already met each other, so it might not go again. Oh, I fixed their relationship to be just friends. Because they were just like, I don't even know you. Is it not going to happen again? Okay, then I'm gonna help you out a little bit, Baishi, because this was amusing to me. It's because they had attraction when I first put them in this world. And I think Baishi's preferences got reset. Oh, gosh, I've gotta get in here. The camera's bouncing around because this is... not anymore. He used to have attraction for Xuanyuan. And I don't know what happened. Something changed. Can I check your... I actually was going to be supportive of that. Let me see. Did it actually... Because it could have been from Baishi's perspective, because I think his is reset. Yeah, it didn't reset it. Oh, no, it did reset it. It just gave him the default I am straight. Maybe it was you? Because I want to say that, like, was I crazy? Did I just misunderstand when they had the little hearts above them? I was going to be supportive of that. Even though technically you could say that they're related, but it's a very distant relation at this point. Because, you have pointed ears. You have slightly pointed ears. I didn't realize that till now. The father of Xuanyuan is how many greats grandsons for Baishi? Oh, yeah. It was just in my head. Oh, you're gonna go woohoo with your wife? Go woohoo with your wife. I don't know. Maybe in the future I'll let them explore, but they don't seem to have any attraction for each other. That's fine. Yeah, they are technically related, but the game doesn't recognize it. And also, Baishi is how many greats grandfather of Shenong? It's like a lot. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to woohoo your new wife? You do need to consummate that. Why don't you go meet some people while we're here? We're not going to really be doing anything in this episode, other than, I guess, watch these two make out with each other. Oh, what happened? You didn't like that they were kissing? Are you jealous? See, I got invested in the idea of them having a little bit of a thing. I might force it. No, that'd be mean. I do kind of want to get Bai Ji another love interest for this era, but it's like a secondary priority. So there is 2 stereos in here because I really like the style, and I just figured let them have it. They don't look like stereos. Here are some more townies. Oops, oops, oops. Who are you two? Stuff in my way. Stuff in my way. Oh, do I already have a sculpting station? I think I have the original one. Xinghong and Biushin, or should be Shinbu. Are you two having a little thingy? You're turning on both stereos? Really? I think he's having the problem his father did. Because I'm pretty sure he was trying... Oh, I should have promised that. Pretty sure he was trying to woohoo his wife and it keeps canceling. His learning skills... Yeah, they keep popping the desire to woohoo and it cancels. Oh, I need to quit your job. Yep, he's trying to do the old woohoo. You snagged a job too, but I'm not sure I have... Yeah, it took the rabbit hole away. He does have the gravestones of his wife and his son and his son's wife. Let me see the family tree. Did it keep it intact? Kingu, you shouldn't be in this world. Did he grab your grave on accident? So it's erased Solili from the family tree. That's all right. That is all right. Kingu shouldn't be in this era. He shouldn't even be in this world. So I don't get that. It must be just a weirdness with Mr. Controller. You know what? Why don't you follow suit with, go over here and woohoo with your wife to consummate your marriage. What are you wearing? Pause this. Hang on. What are you wearing? I did all of your outfits. What is this? What is this? Oh, okay. It was just from a distance. Ew. May as well put this temple to use, right? Now, having lots of babies isn't really a priority, though he does want 5 to survive. The statistical chance of, what are you doing? You're in a pillow fight with Lacey? Okay. The statistical chance of death is the exact same as the Neolithic period, because from the statistics I was Googling, the best I can judge is that it's about the same. Oh, there you are. I was like, where are you? But you're right in front of my face. What are you up to? I should probably send you guys to your new home. See, I really did have my heart set on him and Xuanyuan having a little fling. I don't know. I mean, it is my playthrough. It's my playthrough. I could do what I want. I think I'm going to go ahead and bring these guys to their home. They live in the other part of the tribe. So I'm considering this river to be the G River. This palace is based off of, let me get its name because I have it up here. It is based off of the Panlongchen Palace, which is, at least half of it is. I doubled it to give me more room for them. It was a palace constructed in the middle of the Shang Dynasty period, around, which is circa 1600 to 1046 BC, located in Hubei province on the Yangtze River. So half of it is based off of it. It's just basically a rectangle with 4 rooms. And because I wanted to... I'll go ahead and promise it. Oh, wait, no. I'm not going to play you. I'm going to cancel that. You are going to go home. And because I wanted more room, I doubled it. Goodbye, Youxiong. We'll see you some other time. Catch an insect. I'm gonna play chess. Now, I am going to need to get you guys some food. Might send Baiji to do that while you two are doing yo woohoo. And then you'll get to see the market. So all of the primary buildings are really close to each other, like the temple. And then you just come over here. And here's the market. Get over here. Oh, don't bother walking. Come here and just teleport. No, the alchemist career is really pointless. Who are you? Now, I'm not very familiar with the Sims from World Adventures. You know, if I turned down my graphics, these textures would load faster. So the textures are almost loaded. Here's the market. There's individual stalls, and I decorated them to give a suggestion of what each register is. And I also redressed the clerks. Now, that's not going to last forever, but they're all currently wearing the same little outfit. Most of them were men. I think there was only 2 women. So here's the consignment store, and I added some cloth to suggest, you know, this is where you get your clothing, your cloth to make your clothing. Here is our medieval food cash box, which this is a food store, so you buy food here. Oh, head dog. Oh, yeah, I edited their faces. I was like, what is his face? From people in the Sim Vin, and he was from one of the children who was a female, and I gender swapped and whatever. A paparazzi. A relic shop. And then we have a general store. So basically the travel ones. Probably won't need most of these. Here's one of the women. Oh, and I did give them new names because they didn't have Chinese names. You got Nectary, which is basically the alcohol. Hence the alcohol jugs. And then here's the other woman, the elixir store, which is probably going to be one of the bigger ones that we visit. It's going to be the grocery store, the consignment store, and the elixir store. Which one had the rabbit hole rug? Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. Come here and get us some food. G? Oh, I was like, that looks like a child. And no, that's not a child. She's just a woman. Now these... Oh, someone's being mean. What you just saw with Gao Pei there, as well as Baiji and Heidan and Yingyu, their outfits are all by Amethyst Sims. And they're all Korean inspired. Whereas the one you saw with Leiju and Youxiong, sorry, I just said his last name, Xuanyuan, they have clothes by Cake Store or whatever it's called, but they're all archived. It's gonna be, if you want this custom content, good luck. It took me a lot of scouring of the internet. There we go. We're just buying this because I can't be bothered to be like, just feed them all sushi because it's the only historically accurate thing I could find. Oh wait, rather than going home, since we still got a little bit of daylight left, come over here and visit the barracks so you can see it. Jungying. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I can't be bothered to think of, okay, what's accurate to the historical time period. Yeah. So here's the barracks. We got some more beds. Great for community sleeping. There's beds everywhere. We got a little bathroom area. If you want to use the bathroom, you have to kick everyone out. This. Oh, hang on. This is an inventing thingy, but it looks like it's military, so I put that in there. So if you want to learn inventing, you can come here. It has a little refrigerator. Oh, and this is a pinball machine. He's playing it right now. It also has... Oh, look at that sunset on the water. Look at that. Oh, how gorgeous. This world is so pretty. For such a small, tiny world, there's just such a pretty aesthetic to it. Now, I don't really like the lighting in the daytime because it's that yellowish Monte Vista lighting. It hurts my eyes, but I was like, the world is pretty, it's small, and it's perfect for just making it how I want to. Anyways, there's an area to do martial arts, too. Let's move on over to the infirmary. What are you guys doing? You're using the toilet, okay. Here is the infirmary. More beds. Lots of beds. Also, get out of my way, trees. Also, we have, science station here. This is a medieval replacement for it. And there should be something in the... There we go. And then also there's the potions table and a bathroom area. And I also threw catch in there because it was really large. Basically, every single building here is a rectangle with an Asian-inspired roof thrown on top. I'm not that great of a builder. Oh, here's the graveyard. We won't see this in a while, hopefully. So, burial practices. We'll go ahead and address this now, because I'll probably forget whenever it comes up. Burial practices for the Longshan culture. They were buried in simple earthen pits without offerings. Others were buried in wooden coffins and pit tombs constructed with a burial ledge for the placement of offerings. These included pottery vessels in a variety of shapes, from bowls and tripods to pouring jugs and fragile goblets. And the dead were buried beyond the pounded earthen walls of their villages, because the villages of the Longshan culture didn't look like this. They had pounded earthen walls surrounding it all. But I really just couldn't pull that off. Not in The Sims, so I just went with this. Oh, everyone's a photographer. Yeah, so these aren't actual gravestones. These are actually Japanese in origin, but they're just so cool looking. I had to use them. Oh, we got some flirting between Din Wang and Mao. Wait, oh yeah, you're married. And, did I not put lights in here? Well, do we really need lights? Here's the mausoleum, and there are some urns here. They're just random remains. Oh! Okay, well maybe you'll have a relationship with, what's her face? Why is it not showing me her name? What is her name? Oh, no, she's just like, you're attractive. Okay. Oh, no, there are lights in here, and your morning stuff that isn't here. I figure in the future, whenever our Sims die, we'll put their urns in here. Everyone else can just be in the mausoleum, unless they're important. You're gonna go use the toilet. We're running out of daylight. Was there any other buildings to just look at, other than, like, the temple? I mean, there's the shrine, but you would need daylight to see that in the school. We'll wait until we have a child to go there. There's no community lots over here. And then there's, like, the fishing hole. I think we'll just follow these guys home. It's time for you to go home. Oh, you're already home. Okay, we'll follow you home. The taxi has been default replaced as well with the, donkey cart, I think. I don't think it has its own thing. And I'm pretty sure so did the school bus. Who are you? Paparazzi. You're ruining my immersion. Anyways, I really don't want them to be peasants, because I have so many really nice Chinese and Korean and Japanese clothes. So the Japanese ones I'm probably going to refrain from using unless I run out. I would like to use every single piece of custom content that I have at least once without any repetitions. But I should say the plan here for this era is to go a century, and that's because of mythology. Xuanyuan, you wants to chat? Sure, talk to Xuanyuan. We're home! Textures are still reloading. So this is also based off of the Panlongqing Palace. Get rid of this. We don't want that. Oh, you went to Egypt at some point, or... Yeah, Egypt. We have a little pond. And, oh, I changed lighting mods to let it be a little bit brighter out here, but it doesn't seem to be that big of a difference compared to the Neolithic era. You are gonna go play, what was this instrument called again? I already forgot. I think it's the Youxiong? No, the Youxiong is the one that's like this. That's the Youxiong. Oh no! This is by, Cake Store, again, MTS Cake Store. It's really old, it doesn't seem like it was modded correctly. So he's playing it by waving it around. I only ever had this in my game for screenshot purposes. Now I'm kind of, hey, Ying Yui, will you come play the Youxiong so I can see how this one works? I haven't actually tested this one out either. We have a little elixir thingy. Look, can you come home? Ah, perfect. This is by Murphy, I think is the name of the creator. Sims. It's part of a if you know the live action, it's called The Untamed. If you don't know the live action, the English translation is The Grand Master of Demonic Cultivation. Don't ask me to pronounce it in Chinese. I won't be able to. That's what it's based off of. It's actually a piano, and I'm so pleased that it was modded to where they sit cross-legged. Now, of course, you can't really see because she's got that. Okay, she's hungry. Anyone want to learn the cooking skill? No? Time to put the kitchen to good use. Come here. Serve up some pancakes. For her. They're basically just for her. Which actually, rather than, I should have gotten plasma fruit so I don't have to worry about you two. Not serve dinner. Have dinner, pancakes. Pancakes for dinner. I actually like breakfast for dinner. Look at that. We're almost out of day one. Now, this house is a little on the small side. We've got the primary bedroom, and then we have room for the children. But it's still pretty small. Oh, we got the bathroom in here. It's since it's based off of the Panlongqing Palace, it's got the same kind of dimensions, sort of, my best estimate of it. So they're each like rectangular boxes, rooms. I thought about doubling it up here, but I didn't want the Yin family to have this basically the same as the ruling family of the area. This house is basically given. You didn't eat that, did you? Because I stopped paying attention. Come here. Okay, good, he didn't eat it. You come and eat these apple pancakes. Yeah, this house is basically just given to the Yin family as kind of like repayment for Baiji being in the area to offer up protection, you could say. Oh, we also have a water system. So, guess what you get to do, Baiji? You've forgotten about this. Wait, where's my well? It's over here in the darkness. Didn't I put lights around it? Did I forget to do that? I forgot to... There it is. There it is. I didn't forget to do that. You can kind of see a bit of our farm there, but we'll show that in the morning. Come here and collect some water for me, please. Hidan, I think you need to stop playing that so that you can get some sleep. I could have Baiji put a charm on you, but I'm not going to. You need to learn to take care of yourself. No, you are definitely going to go to sleep. So I was hoping you'd get this point, but you're not going to. I'll let you do that some other time. Go to sleep. And then you'll get to see his sleepwear. It's... Oh no, her sleepwear got changed. Oh well. I'll change that. Here it is. I won't show you from the back because it's basically, it's a, how do you say it? Fundoshi? Let me see. A fundoshi. It's a Japanese loincloth. I just happened upon it. I was going to have different sleepwear for the men's folk, but I was looking for any more custom content that I could find, and then I just saw that. It's by After Dusk Sims. And it's like, I have to. It's a given. Sure, we're not in Japan, but that's not stopping me with other things that are, I guess you could say, period inappropriate. No, you're not going to sleep. You don't need sleep. You're going to add water. And then you're going to put a charm on yourself. And then I'm going to jump to the morning because we're not going to do anything until we've got daylight again. Oh, hang on. Before I do that, I need to give him his witch status back. The thing with the hybrid status is it's not natural. So whenever you're moving between worlds, it'll delete one. It'll delete one of your hybrid statuses, your occult states. And for him, it's always the witch state. So give you that back. Then you're going to put a charm on yourself. And then we're going to jump to the morning. I wanted to start the morning at 7 a.m. But I took my eyes off of Baiji for one moment. And what does Baiji do? He ice blasts the plumbing. You repair that right now. You bad vampire. He wants to cast a love charm on someone. So we'll find a victim, I think, soon. You two probably need to do Ye Olde Woohoo again. I think I fixed the issue with their fertility, how they were just getting pregnant, even though the odds are supposed to be really low. There's a setting in Woohoo where it's like use fertility treatment and try for baby or something like that. And I think that was actually increasing the odds regardless of what I set them. So I turned that off. I never messed with that before. I just kind of leave the settings as default and then adjust the ones that I need. But anyways, now that it's daylight, we have a cow. Cows were kept in the Copper Age of China, I believe. But, I mean, it's... information is really hard. But I want a cow, so that way we can get milk for ingredients. I don't have to send Baiji to the store all the time. In fact, you go get milk. I also found where the steak plants as pigs are. So now you can harvest meat from these pigs and then replant them. Some of the piglets are just decorative. The pigs and the piglets are just decorative, as some of them are actually plants. So that way there will always be pigs over here. So we're keeping pigs. We don't have a chicken, which I probably should put a chicken coop down. I thought I had decided that. See, the thing is chickens weren't around in China for quite a while. They had pheasants instead. Pheasants. So I would assume that they had eggs from the pheasants, but couldn't find any confirmation. And it would be better. Sure, they would be chickens in the coop, but we could think of them as pheasants instead. Our farm is the equivalent of a few fruit trees, and that's because I really didn't want to go through each ingredient that I have and see, okay, which ones were grown in this era. So we just have plums and pomelos. One pomelo tree. Why did I only... Oh, here, I missed some. Here's the pomelo trees. It's like, wait, I thought I had put more than this. So we have some trees. You two, it's morning now. You two, come over here. In fact, just go ahead and try for a baby. I mean, it won't change. The odds are the same, but... What was your original sleepwear? Whatever it was, it got taken out of the game. And, I don't know, sometimes it creates weirdness. I should be having Ying Yui tending to the pig plants. But... yeah, I think I'm going to make her do that. I don't know why. I just had you selected. Do I have a sculpting station here? I don't think so. No, I don't. I'll have to... If I decide to use that custom one, then I will. I also have... No, this is something that I know doesn't work, but I think there's a fix for it. I also have a custom chess table that's... I can't remember the name of the game, but it's a different... game, but it's still chess in the game. No, don't lightning bolt. They're making a baby. But it's like it was created pre-pets. I heard male. Oh look, it worked. I applied this to every single outfit. Stop ice blasting my plumbing. And it worked. Now his hair is still weird, but that's fine. Pre-pets, it seems like desks and chess tables, anything that requires chairs, it puts the chairs in the middle, and it's weird. It just doesn't work, but I think there's a fix for it. I had Googled it once, but that was before I had organized most of my mods. Ying Yui wants to learn everything right now. Come here and tend to... Which one can you tend to? Can you not tend to them because Baizi got to them first? Tend to these. Now, where shall I send you? I'd rather not... No, I'd rather not turn on Tagger to see where everyone is unless I have to. Oh, yay! Look, you're off to school. Why does it still show you as if you were my friend? I mean, friends. You were my family. I guess it hasn't registered it yet. Maybe when I reload. Let's... We could visit you and put a love charm on you and then... Maybe you'll have another baby with Lezu. I mean, you already did, you old woohoo. Alright, break into his house. Oh wait, he's leaving! You! Halt! Now he's in his everyday wear, so his formal wear... Speaking of, I need to change you out of your formal wear. Formal wear was the red one, the blue one, not charm. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, charm. Love charm. Go put a love charm on him. Say, hi, Xuanyuan. I'm gonna put a charm on you. You're thinking about him. Maybe he should talk to you. Look, I really, when I saw that they had, when I first, can you ask to go inside? When I first put them in here and I saw that they had, like, attraction, I don't know why it changed, why they don't have attraction anymore. I really just fell in love with the idea of, them having a little thing. Oh gosh, let me get rid of this. I saw that! Oh my gosh! Okay, well, I decided now they're gonna have a thing. I didn't realize just asking to go inside would do that. I was gonna ask to go inside and then just kind of wait. Okay, well, I guess... Oopsie! I was going to just wait to see if they talked to each other after asking to go inside. And then if they had a little thing, they would have a little thing. So, the thing about attraction, in my opinion, is that... I don't think it's in my opinion that most of it is, I guess you could say, oh, you're starting a water balloon, how romantic, you're starting a water balloon fight. Most of it is, I should say societal, that it depends on what the society around you is that influences. I don't know what that was. Okay, he really is under your spell. Oopsie. Okay, I kind of did it on purpose, but I really didn't think that he would immediately kiss him upon asking to go inside. But anyways, so things like preferences for gender, while there is influence there from like natural, I guess, I don't know, your default, people can be persuaded into liking others based off of personality. I think personality is the primary aspect of attraction. And so if someone is physically appealing, but they have a rotten personality, while you might initially think that they're physically appealing, once you get to know them, suddenly they're just awful. It's a turn off. You don't want anything to do with them anymore. And on the other side of that, someone you might not initially have physical attraction to, when you get to know them and you really click with their personality, then they suddenly become more attractive physically in your eyes because you're attracted to their personality. So something like gender, I think anyone can have attraction for the same sex in certain circumstances. You're just gonna stand here now and think about it. So that's why when they had the initial attraction, when I first put them down here, I was like kind of excited about that because at some point I kind of knew I wanted to let the person who used to be known as Lurian, who is now Baiji, have an encounter with someone of the same sex as him. As in when, just because I really do think that's just a part of society. And as long as he's going to live, like, wouldn't experiment a little? Now, as for the relation, because he's technically related, but as I said, it's such a distant relation that to me is negligible. I mean, back in the Sumerian era, his children, his children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. No! I swear I put a different mailbox down. Look at it. It's just a big giant eyesore in the middle of this lot. Anyways, oh look, your wife was right there, and here you are kissing on Baiji. Yeah, his in the Sumerian era, it was like incest all over the place. So at this point, as distantly related as Xuanyuan is, I don't really think that Baiji would recognize him as his immediate family. Only that he is important. Now, there is an issue of, one, the age gap. Let's see what you're doing over here. You're playing the Youxiong? The age gap relationships, and that's an issue with Heidan as well, with Xuanyuan. I see age gap relationships as only being problematic when the motive behind them is problematic. So, in reality, when you see like a 20-year-old woman who's getting with like a 70-year-old man, there's that's problematic. There's issues there because the statistical likelihood of that being based around actual feelings is pretty low. It's usually about money. And for the man, it's about having a trophy. But that's real life. Now, when you're going into the fantastical age gap relationships, you can say that there's something with like maturity and power based off of age because they've been around for so long. But it's fantasy. This is fiction. It's like any vampire romances you read. Like it's a fantasy. Now you could say there's a bit of a weirdness with Baiji being with Xuanyuan in the sense that Xuanyuan is married, but Xuanyuan actually has multiple wives. In reality, I just can't really depict polygamy in The Sims. I think I've discussed this before. Brushing your teeth. Why don't you take a bath? Can you not get to the bathtub? It's like right there. Oh, you need water. Okay. Well, stop using the water to brush your teeth and come collect more. Yeah, so, marriage isn't, just like in the Neolithic period, I discussed this, marriage in this time period isn't really about love, exactly, especially with the elites. It's all political arrangements. So, like, Ying and Heidan is an example. Do they love each other? They just met. Now, they have a pretty good relationship, but that's just what the game defaulted them to. But something like what Baiji was starting up with, well, it was actually Xuanyuan who made the first move. That is emotions-based. Oh my gosh, your clothes are all crazy. It must have been some medieval. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. No, wait, no, it should be in the game if it was medieval. I don't know. What do you want to do? We're not visiting Shangri-La, you're not joining. I need to put an easel down. I'll probably put it in this room. I don't know. It is really cluttered. Or whenever. See, I plan to make another building for metallurgy because Baiji is going to work some metal because he's going to be into the forging. And I'm not exactly sure where I want to put it. Probably over here. I'll probably move all of these around the pond. The reason I didn't put it down here is specifically for that reason. I didn't really know where to put it. Maybe I'll put an easel in there with the sculpting station. But I do have all this room here next to the bathroom, which this whole room is supposed to be the bathroom, but it's just really big, and I didn't need that big of a bathroom, so I don't know. What are you doing? Playing with magic? I guess he's done having his little rendezvous. Is that all you're gonna do, Heidan? Is just sit there and play the Youxiong? I guess that's all he's gonna do. He's just gonna sit there. let's just hurry you up in the bath, okay? Because you want to learn the athletic skill, and I want to let you learn the athletic skill. So I'm going to send you to the barracks to play around with the training dummy, which means you'll build martial arts too, but I doubt you'll mind that. I could, instead of putting like a little metallurgy, I don't know, can I use, see there's a store content, it's a glass blowing station, you can smelt metals in that. Can you use that on a community lot? I might make another community lot and then have that be sort of like an artistic studio. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put it. The issue with adding lots to this world is there is a lot of trees and a lot of unroutable terrain. Alright, go practice. Do you even want to build piano skill? Okay, you do. Skinny dip and pool. I believe in the next part we'll go ahead and start foraging. But not in this one. Let's go over here. Maybe we'll see if Xuanyuan's children are home. School is out, so they might be home already. Unless they went somewhere, you can meet them. Oh my. You're not jealous that he's kissing on his wife? I don't know what the jealousy settings are. I guess they're gonna go woohoo again. I think your clothes! I think that's her career outfit. Oh, no. Don't accuse him of cheating! I am not going to accept that. Yeah, because you wouldn't accuse him of cheating. So now you're home, but that's fine. I need to adjust the jealousy settings then. Because, as I said, polygamy is a thing, and let's put it on low. So it's still there, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, you're cheating on me. When firstly, he's cheating on his wife with you, Baishi, and also, he doesn't even, like, it's a political arrangement. And I'm not saying that he doesn't love his wife, but, like, he's got other wives, not lives, wives. So, how much does he actually love his principal wife? Okay, how about you stop playing that? Go do something. How about you talk to your grandson? Oh, yeah, I didn't bring up my... Okay, where are Imdiolum and Zarlagab, or Mama and Zarlagab? Zarlagab didn't get a new name. Well, we'll discuss. I think I'm going to leave that till the next part because this part's already going to go on long and I don't want to get caught up in an explanation of something when it's this late. So let's hope I remember in the next part because I have some other things that I just didn't discuss. Oh, yeah, look, see, here he is in his everyday wear. It's basically the same as his formal wear, except he has the hair crown out of it. And that's the same with Baiji. His everyday wear, he's still in his formal wear. His everyday wear is just this without the hat. You want to ice blast Hegdon? No, you don't want to ice blast him. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you need... Are you serious, Baiji? You're such an awful person. I should send you to just go bite someone rather than do plasma fruit. Yeah, we've got townies. Let's just go visit a house and bite someone. First house I come across. Ah, if I can see past all these trees, there's water. Okay, ignore your grandfather. He's not, what is this? What are you watching him do? Oh, he's showing off his teeth. You, sir, need to put a charm on yourself. Oh, I interrupted their hug. They're gonna hug. Oh, no. What happened to your vampirism skill? Oh. Can't bat teleport there for some reason. Now, come break into this house. Like grandfather, like grandson. Oh, Balooey. Oh, look, this table. I've never actually used this table. I've only used it as screenshots. It's a little bit longer than a normal 4-seater, but it's a little awkward the way they eat on it. This is a Macau set from, it's from the Sims resource. All right, Ying seems to be done because she's fatigued and she's gonna go take a bath. She didn't get the athletic skill, but I might have to have her do something else to get it.
See what?
Oh my, hey God. Oh, because I used compel to drink. It's like, why are they using that animation? There you go. You're sated. You're gonna go use his toilet? I think he's using it first. So this is the model that a lot of the houses match, depending on which ones they are, because some have more bedrooms than others. I equipped all of them with beds for children and a crib for babies. They all have a kitchen unit, a simple kitchen unit, a bathroom, a table to eat at, and some benches to sit on, but entertainment-wise, they really don't have anything, because these houses aren't important. Why are you sleeping in that one? I gave you a double bed. So as you can see, each of the rooms is really bare. The decoration in here is bare. In comparison to the Yin house, but that's just how it is. No, don't look out the window. You're gonna go home. I could make you bat teleport, but and I'm gonna follow the same model for every single day. So when it's midnight, we'll watch for the age change for Ying Yui, because she's the only one that is aging, and then we'll end it for this part, which has been going on for quite a while. What are you doing? You're brooding. Oh my God. Can you do anything other than brood? Like, please? Are you gonna pop any more wants? Oh, I do have an easel. There it is. I'll put it on the porch. You're gonna go sleep. Are you tired? Yeah, you're tired. Okay. Baiji, instead of brooding, how about you come collect some water for me? Wait, did the taxi not get a default replacement? Before we end here, let's go check it out. Did it not get a default? Oh, it did. The driver is in an inappropriate outfit, but look at that, sitting in the back of the wagon. This is a nice thing to end it on, and not him. Yeah, we are going to end this part here. The next part will be the 3rd and 4th day of this very first year. I'm probably going to refer to them as year 1, year 2, or episode 1, episode 2. I'm not sure if I'll reset the counter on the episodes. We'll see whenever I edit this. But it's a slow start, but there's some story here that's gonna take a while to get through. This era's gonna take a while to get through because it's a century long. What we're playing here, but this part has been going on for a little too long, so we will speak again in the next one. So thanks for watching, everyone, and this is goodbye.